Welcome, guys. I'm Felicity from Enchanted by Soul. For those who don't know me, sorry, I needed a drink of my green juice. Welcome. This is going to be a energy update. Just checking in with the current energies. I'm just going to leave it just a minute, see if anyone is able to join. Hi, how you going? Latest energy update. I didn't get a chance to do the weekly energy forecast this week, but it'll be back next week. Hi, Steph. How are you guys going? Those who are on here, hope you guys are well. So as I said, I'm Felicity from Enchanted by Soul. If you would like to work with me, to book a reading with me, click the link in my bio. If you're watching this replay on YouTube, you can just check the description box below. If you want to buy me a coffee, feel free to do that as well. Link in bio, description box below. All right, so I'm going to get stuck into this right now, okay? So I've already called in my team, created a beautiful sacred space. Everything is for your highest good. Take what resonates, leave what does not. This is intended to reach those who need a message right now. So if you're watching this, okay, there's most likely going to be something here for you, especially if you're on the live, but if you watch the replay as well. Okay, hi Brittany, how you going? Okay, so the first thing that came through in the pre-channeling as I started to connect was one particular word that some of you might not want to hear right now, okay, is patience. This energy of patience. Now, this doesn't mean that, we need to sit back and not do anything. It just feels like if you're experiencing something that you're waiting on, okay, now this can be so many things. This could be waiting on to receive a message from spirit, a sign. This could be waiting on receiving communication. My nose is starting to run. This happens when I start to channel. So this could be anything that you're currently waiting on, okay? For some of you, there is a message here on being patient around love, okay? So if you are wanting to call in a beautiful connection, it's just an energy there of a bit more patience, okay? Or if you are currently in a connection, especially if it's new, just to be patient and allow things to unfold. There is no need to rush, okay? Get to know each other. So a quick little message there in regards to love. Not surprised. Yesterday it was Valentine's Day here in Australia. There's also an energy coming through in regards to experiencing a lot of energetic upgrades. It's not, I really need to tune in and ask my guides, what other word can I use other than upgrades? Okay, but energetic upgrades. Feeling almost like your vibration is rising, your vibration is extending, feeling, especially if you've been feeling a little bit in that hermit mode and you're starting to feel yourself expand, allow that process to take place. If you need to, really work with practices and rituals that make you feel good. If you want to do an energy cleanse, I'm seeing someone in a bathtub, okay? So doing some sort of water cleanse as well. That can be really, really helpful. The other thing too is connecting to the heart space as you are in this waiting period, okay? As you are in this patient energy. One thing as well, as I mentioned before, the energetic upgrades, I'm getting a lot of activity around my crown. Okay, so some of you might actually be feeling that, whether it's a tingling or just some sort of, even a little bit of pressure, okay? You might be feeling that too and experiencing that as well. Again, this goes down to that energetic upgrade. Some of you too are really stepping into a new way of being, okay? Discovering new things about yourself, discovering new ideas, new practices, new rituals, new spiritual topics and themes. Just trust where you're being led, and if it feels good, then go ahead and explore it, okay? Spirituality, this has so many elements to it, so many topics, themes. Oh my God, there's just so many. So you don't have to do everything, okay? And at the end of the day, it's not as great as these practices and discoveries that we can do within the spirituality arena. At the end of the day, remember, it's really about coming home to yourself, really about getting to know you to the core and expressing yourself in such an authentic way that feels so right to you. I mean, when you're expressing yourself authentically, it feels right to you, okay? And it shines off this light and beams out this light that attracts the right people, brings in the right people for you. Hi, Cara. Okay, so I'm just going to pull some cards here. Those who are in that waiting period, it's just it's like the hourglass, okay? There's just a little bit of sand left to come down. So it's not too much more. But just, I know the word, but patient, okay? It's giving me like that hanged man energy. See if that comes out when I use the tarot. So I'm just going to grab an oracle. I'm using at the moment Work Your Light oracle. Trust yourself and trust what you know, okay? So in other words, trust yourself that you'll make the right decision. Trust yourself that your deep knowing is going to, like, your deep knowing is truth, okay? It's really important. Sometimes when our external reality isn't looking like the way that we want it to, or the way that we're feeling it should look, but we have that deep, deep, deep inner knowing that it's all going to work out in the most perfect way, and you have that deep knowing that something is for you, something is coming. There goes my nose. Trust that, okay? It's so important to trust that. It's okay if you waver a little bit. I mean, we are human at the end of the day, but just continue to trust it. Feel into that heart space, okay? And I don't mean the heart chakra, I mean the heart space. I mean, when you're in that patient energy, right? Like, dance with life. Do something to change your energy. You might need to shift your energy if you're feeling a little stuck, if you're so over the waiting game, especially if you've been feeling a bit of creativity being blocked. I definitely know that's been a bit of my energy. Put your focus towards something else, okay? And get creative in a different way. Maybe start exploring something else. That's going to really, really help. But dance with life. Sometimes we need to just let life happen. And we kind of go where we're feeling pulled to or led towards, okay? Being led by the universe, being led by our soul. Again, it doesn't mean that we just give everything over to fate or to the universe, but sometimes we do hop into a stage of that. Like my mum would always say, like, when you've done everything that you possibly can, let go and let God, okay? Let go and let the universe. Just let go and allow things to unfold. When we try to control, it just puts this like energetic block. It just really slows things down, or it can just make us feel fucking frustrated, okay? Things are gonna happen when they're gonna happen. All right. Some of you would actually benefit on just putting on some uplifting music, something maybe from your teen years that you love, and just dance. Just dance in your living room, wherever, jump on your bed, just dance. I always find that's a way that like moves my energy. So if that feels right to you, do that. Okay, one more, please. Okay. We have Sisterhood of the Rose. For some of you, you're really feeling like, and look, and I spoke before about the energetic upgrades, right? When we kind of go through a big spiritual awakening, or we start to shift within, we can sometimes feel a little disconnected from those that we love and care, you know, who are around us, whether it's family or friends. And we can almost start to feel like people don't get me, or I kind of feel like I don't really fit here anymore. And that doesn't mean that you have to let those people go, right? At all. But it's, if you're feeling like, where are my people? Like, where are the people that get me? Where are the people that understand this journey that I'm on? Trust that that's coming in, okay? A great way that you can do that, or at least is what has worked for me, is basically just asking the universe for it. But, you know, I love working with the moon. And I remember doing this under a full moon and asking for like sisterhood, asking for whether it was like a strengthening of current relationships, or just bringing in soul sisters, bringing in new people. And did the universe do that? And it all came through in such a beautiful synchronicity and just a really beautiful way that I couldn't have foreseen. And so just trust that that's going to come in, especially if you're feeling a little bit like people don't understand me, okay? Okay. If you have a real interest in like discovering more of the feminine energy, especially the feminine archetypes and the goddesses and all of that as well, that's actually a really good thing for you to explore. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to go into channeling. If you do channel and all of that, by all means, go ahead. And you'll know with what feels right and who to connect with. But otherwise it can just be learning, okay? I'm getting like, okay, excuse me. Okay, beautiful. So Mary Magdalene, okay, she's just popped on in. So this could be someone that you're wanting to explore, okay? But just that it feels like the feminine energy of, yes, loving, caring, devotion, but really powerful, really, really, really strong, okay? And it's not to say someone like Mother Mary or Ascended Master Kuan Yin, which is a really beautiful, peaceful, calming, and nurturing energy, is not strong, okay? It's each archetype, each energy has its own ways of being strong, okay? When we are patient, when we are calm, when we able to step into that peace energy, especially when things are a little chaotic around us, that's a strength, okay? Just as is standing firm, standing, like putting boundaries in place as well, again, that is also a lot of strength. But yeah, I'm feeling really, okay. Okay, Mary Magdalene, Isis, and even Lilith energy. Some of those darker feminine archetypes and energies, some people kind of get a little bit like about working with or connecting to. It's not to say that you have to, but just remember that there is no like, with the darker feminine, it's not like dark equals evil, okay? And if you're feeling that, it might be just a good idea to do some research and explore that a little bit. But I feel like there's someone, maybe a couple of you, but I'm really feeling more like one that might watch this, whether it's on here or the replay, that has like a pull towards that Lilith energy, whether to explore the energy as an archetype or actually connect with that particular energy. So that's just something small. So I'm not going to really kind of go into that anymore, but sisterhood, all right? The Ascended Masters, okay, can be really amazing teachers, really amazing teachers. Hi, Leslie. Okay. I get this like discovering more of like your mystic side, okay? Like that feeling of, it's like that taboo energy, right? It's like the energy that some people freak out on. I definitely know growing up Catholic, it was like, no, what are you doing? But it's just not like that. It's just not like that. Okay. Yeah. Beautiful. So with that waiting game, with that patience energy, it's like you're so about to complete that cycle, so about to complete that path, okay? Anything that's been feeling like a burden, it's soon to be released. Again, you can help that by doing some things to really kind of lighten your energy. I did a huge home cleanse. I do that every few months when the energy feels a bit stagnant, maybe a little heavy, sometimes like my own energy from stress, etc. It just needs to be cleared out. And that's a really, really great way to release some of that energy that can feel like a burden. Okay. If you're carrying other people's stuff, let it go. Especially if you're someone who feels like that you're quite, like you might consider yourself to be an empath, for example, and you feel like you take on a lot of people's energy. It's really important to learn boundaries. We can learn boundaries, and it's important that we have boundaries with people, but it's also important that we have boundaries with spirit. Okay, I have boundaries with my guides. I'm like, stop waking me up at nighttime. I had to put that boundary down like a year ago. And they do, right? So now they don't wake me up at nighttime with these messages now. I'm like 9 to 5, guys, 9 to 5. They don't always listen, but sometimes. So it's important not to carry other people's stuff, okay? It's going to start to feel heavy. It's going to feel like a burden. It's like, it's not yours to carry, so drop it. Okay, and it's going to feel a lot lighter and you're able to move forward. Remembering too, it's like if you've been having some conflict or just not the nicest energy with someone else, it's really important to, I get it can be really frustrating, but we can't control other people. Okay, we can't control circumstances on how things are going to work out. We can only control ourselves, and we can only control how we choose to react and respond. And of course, if you react and respond in a way that maybe you wish you didn't, don't be hard on yourself. Just be like, okay, I cannot let this person get to me anymore. I need to disconnect. I need to stand in my power. I need to place a boundary. I need to just be like, fuck your shit, I'm putting down the bag. Like, I'm not carrying it anymore. Okay. Continue to work on your craft. Continue to work on yourself. Again, if you're working on yourself, if you're like with constantly in that self, development, mindset growth, all of that, spiritual growth, give yourself a break every now and then. And remember, it's like we're not meant to be go, 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 go all the time when it comes to personal growth. And we can just fucking relax and have some fun sometimes. If you kind of feel like that's wearing you down a little bit, just step back and take a bit of a break. But working on your craft, working on, again, like your business. The Eight of Pentacles does represent working on your craft. It also represents like hard work, and it will pay off. So if you feel like I've been putting in so much hard work, whether it's personal growth, whether it's your business, whether it's into a relationship, whether it's into working on yourself because you're like, I want to call in this relationship, it's like you're almost there. Okay, your hard work will pay off. It's not for just nothing, right? So if you're feeling that frustration, again, it comes down to that message at the very beginning around patience. Okay, around patience. And if you've done what all you can do, just take a step back, allow things to come in and shift your focus, that dance with life energy that came through before. If you've been feeling stuck, okay, feeling trapped, feeling like things aren't moving, feeling even a lot of mental conflict, it's coming to an end, okay? It's coming to a completion. And again, it's just important to do something that's going to help you shift your energy. Continue to be patient, remembering too that when we plant a seed, it doesn't just blossom the next day. It takes time. We water it, we nurture it, and then with time it starts to grow, and then it blooms. And the bloom is like the fruition, right? Things coming in, like things being completed, but also things coming into fruition. And also, sometimes we're not meant to see everything. We're not meant to know everything. And we're supposed to be surprised and allow ourselves to be surprised. Sometimes I get really like, I want to tap into something, that's kind of happening for me and try and figure out what it is and really get to know what it is. And then I have to remind myself that it's actually nice to be surprised and not expect something to come in, or something comes in that's so unexpected, or it happened in a way that you didn't expect. And it's actually a lot nicer. So you see here, she's got the blindfold on. So it's like, you're not quite meant to know, right? Allow yourself to be surprised. Again, that like dancing with life. I spoke about before at the very beginning, just briefly, around a love connection. Hey, Brad. So if you are in that, and especially if it's like a new one, again, like I said, take it slow, don't rush, be patient with it. But just to know, 333, awesome. That's right, because you're half an hour ahead from me, Brad. I've been seeing 333 a lot, like crazy, like so much. It's a great number. Okay, so again, with relationships, a lot of you are really strengthening bonds. This could be the relationship with yourself, your higher self, even spirit, the universe, all of that too, but also with another, okay? If it's in the romantic sense, just take your time, don't rush, because it's really important to not look at it like, is this person going to choose me? Like, please choose me. It's like, do I even want to choose this person? That's like, shift that perspective. It's not about like wanting someone to choose you. It's like, do I even want to choose them? So again, take your time, don't rush the process, and have fun, right? And if someone's a dick, all right, and they've got a heap of red flags, turn around, walk away, because there is something else that is so much better for you, okay? Okay. Anything else? Let's see here. Endings. All right, seriously, we have, okay, I fucking love this. We have the 10 of Wands, and we now have the 10 of Swords. Endings and completion. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The 10 of Swords can be really heavy energy. It can feel like something ended out of nowhere and you're like, what the fuck? Or it can be like, it's just you've been through a really painful cycle and it's been drawn out and you're frustrated and you're like, when is this ending? Shift your energy. It sounds so much easier said than done, right? But as much as you can, shift your energy, put your focus towards something else, put your focus towards something that lights you up. But things are coming to an end, and two, like, you're so much wiser. So if you have any sort of fear, like, I'm going to repeat the same things that I have in the past, or I can't trust myself to pick the right person. I'm like so afraid to relaunch something or launch something new within business because before it didn't turn out the way I wanted to, and you're having a lot of fears around that, because the 8 of Swords can represent fears as well, but they're unwarranted fears, okay? Because you've learnt your lessons with the owl here. You guys have learnt your lessons. You have so much more wisdom. You're not going to repeat the same stuff. You have to have trust in yourself, okay? You have to have trust in yourself. You're not a fuckwit, so you're not going to attract fuckwits, all right? Like, you're just not going to. So especially if this is in regards to a relationship, just take it slow. You will make the right decision for you, okay? For some of you too, if there was like an ending of a relationship, there is something so much better coming in for you when the time is right, all right? I'm hearing divorce as well, so you might be waiting on some sort of divorce settlement. Be patient. It can take its time, but it will come to the completion, okay? So remember that as well. The 9 of Pentacles on the bottom here, I love to see this because this is like the underlining energy. You guys are stepping into your power. You are feeling like so in that beautiful, empowering, liberating energy, okay? Gaining your independence back, gaining your, like, calling your power back as well. See, underlining energy, so you might not be feeling it yet, but it's what's to come, okay? Because after the 8 of Pentacles, as I said, your hard work will pay off. We get things that come into fruition. The 9 of Pentacles is things coming into fruition. I love that we have 2 Pentacle energy here because Pentacles is earth energy, which is the material, which means it's tangible, okay? Your hard work will pay off. You will get a physical manifestation from this. Okay, excuse me. All right, I'm gonna get an oracle to close this out. Don't try and control and don't block your heart, okay? Allow yourself to open up to receive. Receive love, receive blessings, know that you deserve it, know that you are so worthy of it as well. Hi, Leanne. It's really, really important to remind yourself of that. You are so worthy, okay? And if you're not feeling worthy or you're finding it difficult to receive, give yourself that energy that like someone's trying to give you. So say, for example, someone's really coming in and they're trying to, they're giving you so much love. And if love has hurt you in the past, whether it's romantic or childhood or whatever, it can feel really hard to receive that, especially if we don't love the parts of, or we struggle to love the parts of ourselves that person is loving, okay? So it's hard to receive that. So work on that heart space, work on that self-worth, and it takes time. It's not an overnight process, but with time, again, the waiting game, the patience, you will get there. But I love to see 2 10s here, guys. It's like things are coming to a completion. Thank God. Thank God. Cycle is closing. It can be a small cycle. It can be a big cycle. You know, it just depends on where you're at. But regardless, it's good, right? Okay. Just saw universe flip, too many flip, but you know, the universe, which is actually the world card in traditional tarot, again, coming to a completion. But letting go and giving it to the universe when you've done everything that you possibly can right now. Okay. We have light here. I spoke about this before too, with the, with that awakening energy, with the energetic upgrades. It's like you guys are shining a new light. Also, if you've been struggling to see the light at the end of the tunnel, you're going to see it soon, okay? Which means that you're going to receive that clarity, and you might not see the full picture, but you're like, I see the light and I trust myself that I'm going to make it to the other side, okay? Because you are. A 19 comes to a 10. Okay, we've got 3 10s here. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. sometimes we can go into the energy of self-deception, right? Which can also be in the form of self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is nothing to be ashamed of. It really comes from like a survival instinct, a protection mechanism. Like we want to protect ourselves from rejection, from abandonment, from hurt, from feeling like we're not good enough. So we can stall and not go for something. Again, this can be put in so many areas of your life, so just place it where it fits. But it can be like a survival instinct again, and like a protection mechanism. So don't shame yourself if you have been experiencing self-sabotage. I've experienced in the past, okay? And sometimes it still comes up, but you just got to push through. Got to push through. Trust yourself and trust the process. If you push through on something and maybe it's not exactly what is quite for you at the moment, you're going to redirect, okay? Trust that you will know where to go, and trust that you'll be led by the universe, led by spirit in the right direction, led by your soul, okay? As great as it is to channel, connect to your spirit guides, and all of that, it's way more important to connect to your soul, because that's your biggest ally, okay? Your intuition, your soul, whatever you want to call it, your higher self, it is your biggest ally, and it's always going to have your back, and it's always going to lead you in the right direction. And if you go off course a little bit, or you feel like you do, you'll always be redirected, okay? Always. I spoke about the red flags before, okay? Sometimes the red flags too, yes, it can be in other people, but sometimes it can be in ourselves, all right? So having a look at that too. But with I've got like the deception and envy here, for example. But so it's just, I've lost it. If I meant to say it, please bring it back. The red flags, thank you. Okay, so having a look at where maybe there are some red flags in someone else, red flags within yourself, but remember, sometimes we can think something is a red flag, and look, definitely sometimes it really is, but other times it's like we're projecting something on the past to a current situation and creating a story, okay? And what that does is can actually create a self-sabotage energy. So this is why it's so important to get to know yourself to the core, and to learn about your shadows, and to do the healing work, because we're able then to be like, oh, I see this pattern in myself. Oh, this is not like my intuition. This is my fear. This is my wound coming up. But by all means, take your time as you navigate that, because you don't want to like be like, oh, it's just a wound and really it is a red flag. So I know it can be a little confusing, a little conflicting, but trust what is being said in here. And shine, like let yourself shine, show up as you are. When you show up as your complete and total authentic self, you shine a light, like I said at the beginning, that calls in the right people. It is a light that people go, oh, I resonate with that. Oh, I really want to go over there. I want to talk to that person. Or I really want to invite that person onto my podcast, or I really want to work with that person, collaborate with that person. That person's sexy as fuck. I want to go over there and talk to them. And it's because of your light. And so you're going to attract the right people. When we show up with a mask on, we can very easily attract people that aren't for us, right? Because we're giving off an energy that's not our true self, but we're giving off an energy, and that's going to attract certain people who resonate with that energy, okay? It's universal law of resonance. I think that's how you pronounce it. Okay, Leanne says, sorry I joined late. Just wondering, is this a global reading like for everyone? Yes, it is, okay? It's an energy update for the collective. I will be posting the replay, so it's okay if you came on here late. You can rewatch it after if you like. But yes, it's for everyone, okay? It's for whoever it resonates with. So if it resonates with you, take it, and then what doesn't, okay? Because it's not always like everything's going to resonate. So whatever doesn't, just discard it, okay? That's really important. Okay, let me see if there's anything else. Otherwise, I'm going to close this out. Okay, in moments of confusion, in times of confusion, It's okay to call your energy back in, right? Bring your energy back in. Allow yourself the time in solitude to help yourself really connect. And when I say connect, I mean connect to yourself. If you want to connect to spirit, that's great as well, okay? But really connecting to yourself, and don't go in with the expectation that you're going to receive the clarity, you're going to receive the message. Just go in to connect. And I find a lot of the times when I do that versus expectation, things flood through. And sometimes what is a good thing to do is, if you are wanting an answer to something or some sort of clarity, okay, or guidance around something, write the question down on a piece of paper. Put it in front of yourself when you maybe do some meditation, you connect to yourself, and just see what comes through. You might not receive it straight away. You might receive it later on when you're washing the dishes, or in a few days as you're driving in the car and you're like, it just drops in, okay? But pay attention to what you're hearing. Pay attention to the thoughts that pop into your mind. When a message comes through though, and when you receive a message, it's never going to come through as fear. Ever. You're not going to feel bad energy. You're not going to feel fear or any of that. Sometimes when we experience that, it can just kind of be more of our shadow side, our ego coming into it. So just keep that in mind. But that's a really good tip, okay? So write that question down, put it in front of yourself, do some meditation, or just put it towards the universe or to your soul, okay? And be like, okay, I really want some clarity around this. And then just trust you will receive it when the time is right. Look for signs as well and synchronicities. Sometimes we can see a number sequence. Look, I'm not big on getting caught up on numbers, okay? But angel numbers, for example. But if you see something constantly and you're like, I feel there's something here for me, tune in, see what you get, or have a look online and just take something if it resonates. Don't try and force something to fit. That's not going to be helpful. But you can look for other signs too. You might constantly see the same bird. You might see a lot of butterflies, whatever it is, okay? And you can receive messages that way. I find I get a lot through animals, okay? And I'll have, I always tend to have like a white owl that comes into my channeling sessions or my meditations, or when I go into the heart space, that comes in with a lot of messages too. So just pay attention to all the signs and synchronicities, because sometimes that's how we receive them, including in our dreams, versus just like receiving it by hearing or by seeing, okay? All right. Okay, no, that's it. Nothing else to come through. So I will post this as soon as I hop off this live, but I send you guys so much love. And thank you, by the way, to everyone who voted on my polls that I had put on my story for just to kind of get some clarity and confirmation on what you're really enjoying here and what you want more of. It's been so helpful, because I was feeling quite a block in creativity, and so to be able to receive that, I'm like, oh my God, I have so many ideas now. So I look forward to releasing new things. I do have something in the works. It's been in the works for a while, but I was letting some self-sabotage come through, all right? And I'm going to practice what I preach and not allow myself to get stuck in that energy. So keep your eye out, okay? Stay tuned. That's probably more the better way to put it. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining. I will talk to you guys soon.